Whoa, I'm shaky. What is up, you guys? We are back. I am home after the long stay. We lived out of town for about a month and a half. My wife had some medical complications and still working through that. So, but we're back home now. My buddy raced the car last weekend. Watered it up a little bit, but not bad. We ran really good in the main on Friday night, and then we had some people complain about the way we were running the car, so we had to change a few things. And Saturday night, the parts got reinstalled not correctly, so we'll pull the car in here and I'll show you what I got going on. The season's over for the car, so it's time to tear down. So be expecting a lot of tear down videos, and we're gonna pull the motor, tranny, rear end. Got big plans for the car. See, I got my big 4x whiteboard hung this year since I've been back. I've only been back for about 2 weeks now. I'm looking all grungy. I got a shave. I haven't been to work since July, and it is now September. So we're slowly getting it figured out. I finally get to go back to work here this next couple days, so I better shave. But I got the body pulled off the car, got all tore apart a little bit, so I can wash the mud out before I get it in the garage. So let's get the car in here and we'll talk about it a little bit. So here's the car after we ran it for 2 nights. You can see that bumper got wadded up right there and whatnot, and a flat tire, but we're gonna pull it in anyways like that. I did strip the body off when I got home just so I could wash the mud out, because that was the season ender for us. I'm done racing for the year. I don't really have the funds being off work for 2 months, so it's time to start working on it. So we'll get this thing in the garage and see what we can figure out. Before I pull the car in though, as you can see, still got my sleds in here. If anybody's wanting to know about that thing this winter, I do live in Nevada. People think there's no snow in this state, but we do ride sleds here. As you can see, I got these 4 in here. Those are my daughter's sleds. And those are mine. And then I've got a couple more out in the backyard that I need to get running this winter. So if you guys want to watch any snowmobiling videos or watch me work on them, how-tos, the one in the backyard we'll be working on is a Edge chassis. It's got an Elcombe tunnel, 700 Polaris, piped, big boy bearing kit, the whole 9 yards. You'll see that one come in here in a couple weeks. And then we got to go through the turbo, and then that one's a special treat. That one's a CMX 995 PSI Genesis Millennium 3 big bore. So we'll go through that sled. I'll do another video on that. Yep, using a beer can to hold the phone up. Alright, I gotta go pull the air cleaner cover off, carburetor cover, cap thing, and then I'll get it fired up. Hang on. Alright, this is an overview video, then we're gonna start working on it pretty soon. So, anybody wondering, this is a 87 Buick Regal chassis. Chassis and the body is an 87 Buick Regal. I'm running a 350, it's an open motor. Put my beer down. This is an open motor. Our rules state that we have to run cast iron intake manifolds, cast iron exhaust manifold, cast iron heads, no bow tie blocks, no angle plug heads, none of that stuff. We have to run a Holley 4412 2-barrel, and then you can see that red plate. That is what we call a restrictor plate here in our classes. You have to run an approved, whatever the brand that thing is, RFI or whatever. So this is the size of the holes. So this is a can of chew. You have to feed this motor through 2 1-inch holes on this restrictor plate. And the problem is why we didn't run very good the other night. See if I can turn my, I don't know how to turn my deal on. You can see down in there. So down the carburetor, you got your butterflies. You open them up, and the restrictor plate is in backwards. So we were feeding the motor. Oh, I can't get my camera in that one. Through, I don't know, 1/4-inch holes. So she wasn't running very good. Oh, focus. Focus. So needless to say, we were only hitting about 4,000 RPMs. I do run a 2-speed power glide in this car. I race in first gear. There's just my spare power glide. Nothing special. I have the IMCA upper control arms. Nothing special. I have been playing with caster and camber and all that. I put a remote button to start it up there. My car is a passenger car, so I do add weight as a passenger. I have a few different seats up there, and we'll add a 100-pound passenger or whatever the case may be, depending on the track conditions. We race in a lot of mud here. As far as gauges go, I've got a temp, an oil, and a tack. I'm going to remove that stock steering column this winter and put in an aftermarket. If you step over Dirt Race Life, he will show you how to put in heel stirrups. As you can see, I have an issue with my heels slipping in this car. Those will be going in. This had a T-bar on it for the passenger. That's getting cut out. This is going away. We're not allowed to have hot fluids in the cab, so that's got to come out. Fuel tank needs to be moved. This is a spray bar tank. We're allowed to have one. It has to be operational and no more than 5 gallons. Sprays the radiator. That's coming out. Since we've done a whole bunch with the cooling of this car, we don't need that no more. We come off the track at 190 degrees now, so. Last year, I went through 6 motors trying to figure this out. These are not high horsepower motors or anything. I switched from a 6-blade to a 4-blade fan. I put this triple pass through, it's about 3-inch thick radiator in it. It's a big old girl. And then I used the Moroso water restrictors in there. I think I currently have a blue one in. Stock HEI distributor, I locked that out, so we were just running a set timing curve from idle all the way up. Batteries there is going to get moved. And then as far as the back end goes, it's caged really nice. It's the way I bought the car. I did not build this, by the way. And then I got a GM 10 bolt. As you've seen from the last video I posted, if you haven't seen it, go back and look. But we shot an axle out, and the whole ring gear and everything's still cracked, but we ran it anyways. But we did rip the axle seal when we put that axle in, and it's leaking like a sieve. I am running a bead-lock on this tire. Trans-cooler's got to be moved. I just have a zip strip there. I do have to replace the bumper. These are for hanging the sheet metal. We need to do a lot to that this year. We have a lot of problems with sheet metal issues, and the whole car needs a bunch of changing. So as you heard, it does have a few little goodies in the motor. Nothing special. It's literally just an old 200,000 mile 350 out of I think it's an 86 Chevy pickup, like a K10 or something like that, 4-wheel drive. We threw it in there. The only thing that's been done to it is we put a Corvette, not a Corvette, was it Corvette? Yeah, like a 67 Corvette cam in it or something like that. My buddy threw in there. because we have to run factory GM parts. So it's got a Corvette cam in it from back in the day. Nothing special, flat tappet, hydraulic cam and lifters, stock valve train, stock crank, stock everything. It's nothing special. It's just got a locked out distributor, so it's hard starting. And as you heard from me starting it up, the starter isn't shimmed correctly, so it's tore half the teeth off the flex plate, so that needs to be fixed too. But we'll start tearing this thing down in another episode. This is just a general overview and things to come. So sorry I'm shaky. It's 100 degrees out. It's September. I'm finally home. I get to go back to work soon. A couple days. Excited for that, if I can get out of bed. And then on my days off, we'll start kicking this car out, and then we got to put a heater in the garage coming up. And as you can see, my big whiteboard. Oop, I don't want to show you too much up there. No, I don't care. I'm just in it for the fun. I'm going to share what I'm doing, and if it's working for me, it's working for me. If it's not, it's not. So I bought this car pre-set up the way it is. I'm still running the tranny that's been in it since I got it. The only thing we've swapped is we've tried a couple different motor combinations. I spent a bunch of money on motors last year, and we tried the big bad motors. That was a waste of money. If you're just buying a stock car and getting into this, it is all about setup. You can go just as fast with a good setup, suspension, things of that nature than you can with a 400 horsepower motor. If you can't get through the turns, or if you can't put the power to the ground, you're just wasting time. So this year we're focusing on aerodynamics, suspension, setup, and the motor's got to come out because we did hit a berm this last weekend and put a small hole in the oil pan, and then the tranny's leaking and the rear diff's leaking, but we're going to get rid of that and put a 9-inch in it. I'm tired of this 10 bolt. I've had enough of it, and they say they're not safe, so I'm going to put a 9-inch in it. So stay tuned. Next video will be up in next week. I'm going to try and do better on these videos, but I got to go back to work. Excited. So we'll catch you guys next week. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever. I'll be here. So make sure you comment down below what you guys want to see. I put a lot of different stuff on my channel. I got everything from race cars, building the garage. We got some more shop updates coming up. As soon as I get going again on it, we'll be installing a heater. I'll show you guys what I'm doing for a heater. It'll be waste oil. So I'll show you all that. And sorry, I'm trying to not to ramble, but we do a lot of four-wheelers, things of that nature. I was starting to get a video up probably about every other week before, and then my wife's medical stuff hit, so been living out of state. I did edit up a video, that last one, while I was living in Salt Lake. It was just a bunch of race footage I had from the last night I raced, but I don't have a whole lot of footage from this weekend. We just went out and enjoyed life, had a good time. We stayed on the backside of the track away from other people, especially with all this whatnot going on. So stay tuned, enjoy. Tell me what you guys want to see. If you want to see snowmobiles, four-wheelers, if you want to just make random videos, even if you don't like me, whatever, no, I'm gonna put them up. I'm only getting like 14 views a video, but I'm trying to get better at them. I'm just shooting them on my iPhone. I do have another camera I plan on starting to use. I just I haven't charged it, I haven't dug it out. Just kind of trying to get back into home life. It was hard living a couple hours away. I'm not going to really share what was going on with my wife. It wasn't the election virus related, but her immune system isn't that well, so we got to be careful now. So be doing a lot of sitting at home, a lot of making videos, a lot of staying away from town, a lot of staying away from public and people, and so I'm gonna have a lot of time on my hands to be working on cars and tractors and snowmobiles and four-wheelers and things of that nature. So stay tuned and we'll start figuring it out. Sorry if I'm rambling. Let's go get the car.